Hello viewers, I'm Simon Preston and this is Reggae Boyz commentary, and today I'm going to give you a brief pieces of information on some Caribbean Cup updates. As you know, during this 2018 CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers, the preliminary rounds for the Caribbean Cup is also taking place as well. So I'm going to give you some brief information on how these other Caribbean teams are doing, and in addition to that, when will Jamaica bow into action in this tournament. So without further ado, here we go. There are 7 teams that are not taking part in the 2016-2017 edition of the Caribbean Cup, and those 7 teams are the Cayman Islands, St. Lucia, the Bahamas, Bonaire, Montserrat, Saint Martin, the French one, and Turks and Caicos Islands. So those are the 7 teams that are not participating in this edition of the tournament. The teams that are in the preliminary round, the first round of the Caribbean Cup qualifiers, are Anguilla, Aruba, Antigua and Barbuda, Barbados, Bermuda, the British Virgin Islands, Cuba, Curacao, Dominica, the Dominican Republic, French Guiana, Grenada, Guyana, Guadeloupe, Martinique, Puerto Rico, St. Kitts and Nevis, Suriname, St. Martin, the Dutch one, and the US Virgin Islands. The teams that will bow into action in round 2, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. That's what we know for sure so far. And third round are the teams other 3 teams that are in action in the 2018 World Cup qualifiers: Haiti, Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago, and they kick off action in October of this year. And if they top that third round group in October, they'll qualify straight to the final round of the Caribbean Cup, which would be 4 teams, which is a semi-final basically. So once you reach that round, then you qualify for the Gold Cup, because it's 4 teams that go to the Gold Cup, and the 5th place Caribbean Cup team plays off with the 5th place team in the UNCAF Central American region. So a lot of interesting information to come over the next couple of months for the Caribbean. So in Group 1 of first round action, we have Antigua and Barbuda, St. Kitts and Nevis and Aruba, and Antigua and Barbuda beat Aruba in the first match of their groups, with beating Aruba 2-1, with Parker and George getting the goals on that occasion and Gomez getting 1 for Aruba. Aruba is going to play St. Kitts this evening, and on the 29th of March St. Kitts is going to play Antigua and Barbuda. Interesting to note, for these first round matches, it's the top 2 teams that go to the second round, not only the group winner but the top 2 teams. So it is an opportunity for the second place team as well, another bite at the cherry as well, as they go into second round action. Group 2, we have Grenada. Grenada, as we know, they went to the Caribbean Cup twice. They went in 2009, and they went to the Caribbean Cup also in the Gold Cup. They went to the Gold Cup in 2009 and 2011. Why? Because they came second in the Caribbean Cup in 2008, and they came 4th in the Caribbean Cup in 2010. So they have some Gold Cup experience. They even scored against Honduras in the 2011 edition of the Gold Cup. So they have some experience for a Windward Islands nation. In their group, Grenada, US Virgin Islands and St. Martin. In their opening match, they beat St. Martin 5-0 on that occasion, with Rennie getting a goal, Ricky Charles getting a goal, John Brown also getting a goal, and Depuder also getting a goal for Grenada, and getting out comprehensive 5-0 victory. This evening, St. Martin will play against US Virgin Islands for their bow into action in the tournament, and that game will be taking place in Phillipsburg in St. Martin. And Grenada will play against the US Virgin Islands to round out this group on the 29th in Charlotte, Mali, in the US Virgin Islands, at the junior high school ground, the Adelitilla Cancerin Junior High School in Charlotte, Mali, US Virgin Islands. So all 3 teams still have an opportunity to advance in this group. In Group 3, we have Cuba, French Guiana and Bermuda. Now for Cuba, of late, the Cuban Federation has been allowing their players to play overseas, which is a very good sign, which can also improve their performances in CONCACAF and the Caribbean. And the players that you see playing overseas now, they're playing in the Mexican League, the likes of Luis, Robles, Rodriguez, Garcia. They played in the Under-20 FIFA World Cup in Turkey in 2013, so those are the budding talents for the future. and they made an impression recently as well, beating Bermuda 2-1 with goals from Gomez and Luis, and Smith drawing one back for Bermuda late in that encounter in Havana, Cuba. So this evening we'll have Bermuda playing against French Guiana. French Guiana, as you know, came 5th in the Caribbean Cup in 2014, and they played off against Honduras, and they were so close to getting into the Gold Cup in 2015. However, Honduras just edged it and pipped them. And on the 29th, the French Guiana team will take on Cuba in French Guiana. Group 4, we have Barbados, the Dominican Republic, and Curacao. None of these teams have qualified for the Gold Cup. Barbados, though, have a famous victory under their belts as well. In the 2002 World Cup qualifiers, they beat Costa Rica in Bridgetown, Barbados, 2-1 in the semi-final round of World Cup qualifiers. So they have that distinct memory in their mind as well. And they've also had a record against a European team. They were the first Eastern Caribbean team to avoid defeat against a European team, and that came in 2004 against Northern Ireland when they drew 1-1. The Dominican Republic also in this group as well, and Curacao. In Barbados' first encounter, they beat Curacao 1-0, with Harewood getting the goal for Barbados in Bridgetown at the Usain Bolt Sports Complex in Barbados. This evening we'll have Curacao taking on the Dominican Republic, and on the 29th of March, will be on Tuesday, the Dominican Republic will take on Barbados. In Group 5 we have Guyana, Puerto Rico and Anguilla. In the opening match that Guyana had, Guyana beat Anguilla 7-0 on that occasion, with goals there coming from Nurse, Dans, Richardson, Mills, Peters and also Barrington as well. So Guyana really showing their skills and strutting their stuff in this occasion in this form of the tournament. I like the two additions that they've brought to the squad, Neil Dans and Matthew Briggs. Matthew Briggs, as you know, held the record for quite some time in England, the Premier League, about being the youngest player to ever to play in the league. He was 16 years old at the time, 16 years old and a few hundred days old. He held that record for quite some time. A former England under-21 player as well. He interestingly also has a tattoo on his arm as well of the landscape of Guyana, and you know, it's clear to see that he loves his homeland. He qualifies to play for Guyana through his grandma. So, and he says that even though she's passed away, he even hears her voice sometimes, hearing her speak, and hearing the way that people speak in Guyana. He pictures her in his mind and he wants to play for her as well. So that is what you want to see in international football. You want to see character, you want to see passion, you want to see skill. And let's see what Guyana can do this time around. It's been some time since they've made an impression in this tournament. This evening, Anguilla will be taking on Puerto Rico in the Valley in Anguilla. And to wrap up this group in Puerto Rico, in Bayamon, Puerto Rico will take on Guyana. In Group 6 action, we have Guadeloupe, Suriname and St. Martin. However, St. Martin, as I told you, are not taking part in this tournament. They withdrew. They had some financial challenges, so as a result of that, they're not in this tournament. So Guadeloupe and Suriname will automatically advance to the second round of the competition. In Group 7 we have Windward Island derby, you could say, with Martinique and Dominica coming up, as we have Martinique, Dominica and British Virgin Islands in this group. Martinique beat the British Virgin Islands 3-0 in the opening encounter of this group, with Caris Parisiman scoring a goal on this occasion. Arquin and Languille scoring as well for Martinique. It'll be interesting to see in the later rounds if we'll be able to see Julian Faubert, who played for West Ham and Real Madrid, to come in for Martinique. This evening we'll have British Virgin Islands and Dominica taking action, and on the 29th Dominica will host Martinique. So that is going to be an interesting Windward Islands derby for who can be at top of the group. So anything is possible, and let's see what can happen there. And that basically wraps up round 1 action in this tournament. As I said, in second round we're going to see St. Vincent and the Grenadines bow into action, and in the third round, that is when we're going to see Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago and Haiti bow into action. And just to wrap up a bit of a history of the tournament, Trinidad and Tobago has 8 titles. They have not won since 2001. That was the last time they won the Caribbean Cup. So it's been 15 years since they've won the title, so they've had quite a long drought. However, in the last 2 Caribbean Cups they did come second, so anything can happen in this tournament. Jamaica, they've won the tournament on 6 occasions. They've won it in 1991, 1998, 2005, 2008, 2010 and 2014. So 6 titles. They're catching up on Trinidad and Tobago. 3 more titles and they'll be the most successful Caribbean team. Martinique has a title as well. They won it in 1993. Haiti has a title as well. They won it in 2007. And Cuba has a title as well. They won it in 2012. The only 2 teams in the Greater Antilles that hasn't won the Caribbean Cup is the Spanish teams, you could say, Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic. At the end of round 1 action, I'm going to do a video review of the teams that have advanced and where they stand going forward as well. So you can stay tuned for that video. Give us your thoughts about these matches so far taking place in this tournament. Do you think Jamaica can win this tournament back to back? Can we make it 7 titles in 2017? Can we defend our title as Caribbean Cup champions? Please remember to comment and give me your thoughts, and remember to like, share and subscribe for more content.